everybody. This is a comedy thief, and you're watching Funny Old Guys. Ta-da! And beside me is my cohort, my buddy, my partner, Dr. Fatbacker. Say hello.
Well, guten Tag. How are you today? I hope you're listening in and watching us because we have some funny stuff today.
We do. And below me is Homeless Charlie. Homeless, you got your wig on. You normally have that on in the winter time to keep your ears warm. What's going on?
My friend, he owns a butcher shop, and he let me sleep in his cooler last night.
Right. We know a guy named Marty, don't we? His last name is Cooler, Dr. Fatbacker.
I see.
Anyway, enough of that cooler crap. What we do is we tell jokes, and they're really funny, and you'll laugh your butt off. But before we do that, Dr. Fatbacker, we have a point of conversation just between the three of us. What is our point of conversation today?
All right. So imagine this. You're stranded on a small island, okay?
Yes.
You think you could survive, and how would you do so?
Oh, okay.
Miss Charlie, how would you survive on a small island?
Well, what I would do is I'd go on the beach, and in giant letters, I would scratch in some letters, and I would say, free margaritas, and hope a cruise ship would go by.
That'll get your attention.
That is beautiful. Well, I've got a little different direction if I'm stranded on a desert island. What I would do, Dr. Fatbacker, I would introduce myself to an ape on the island, right?
Okay.
Who would know the island better and how to survive? So we would be friends, and then down the road we might date, and from that point on, I mean, who knows? That's what I would do.
With any hope, you'd be rescued.
Rescue? Dr. Fatbacker, what would you on an island to keep survive?
I gotta tell you something. Now, this happened to me when I was young, when I was stuck on a small island, and I was there for a couple of months, and I was able to collect coconuts and build this little shelter thing and everything. All of a sudden, out of the water came this woman in one of those full body scuba suits. When I went up to her and I said, "Oh my God," she says to me, "Val, how long have you been here?" And I said, "A couple of months." And she goes, "Val, you probably miss smoking." I go, "Oh my God, yes." And she unzips the zipper here and pulls out a pack of cigarettes and gives me a cigarette. I said, "Oh my God, that was great." And she says, "You're probably thirsty. When was the last time you had whiskey?" I said, "Oh, it's been a couple of months." She unzips this other pouch and pulls out this bottle of whiskey. And I said, "Oh, that's wonderful." And then she says, "Val, you've probably been here. There's probably something else that you really, really need, right?" And she starts unzipping. And I said, "Oh my God, don't tell me you have a set of golf clubs in there."
How exciting is that? Oh, so she became the caddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, okay, Homeless Charlie. Wait a minute, where are we? Oh no, it's Dr. Fatbacker. Two bad jokes.
I've got my corny jokes here. I've got a couple more here. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
I don't know.
Because
7, 8,
9. Very good.
What was the punchline?
Because 7, 8, 9.
7, 8. Ooh, that's like.
Okay, so I'm reading a book now about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Well, there you go. Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, when it's sunny, I think beer garden. And when it rains, I usually go to a bar. And when it's snowing, I sit in front of the TV with a case of beer. I'm starting to think I might have a problem with the weather.
Exactly. Well, these two good old boys from Louisiana.
Okay.
They stumbled upon a Victoria's Secret catalog.
Ooh.
And they looked through and they looked through and they looked through. And they said, you know, the prices are not bad at all. I think I'm going to order me one of those girls. So they do, right? And they order them, and a month goes by, and the one little boy comes and he says, did those girls arrive yet? And the other guy says, well, they'll be here probably tomorrow because their clothes arrived today. That's there. You're talking excitement. Dr. Fatbacker, speaking of excitement, it's your turn.
Well, I had a friend of mine who got married a few weeks ago, and I'm sitting there, excuse me. I overheard a little girl whisper to her mother, "Why is the bride dressed in white?" When her mother says, she wanted to explain it really simply. She goes, "Because white is the color of happiness, and today is the happiest day of her life."
Wow.
And the little girl thought about that. She goes, "So why is the groom wearing black?"
Oh, that's the punchline.
Yeah. I hope so. I don't have anything else.
Well, there we go. No, that one works well. That works well. Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, yesterday my girlfriend came up to me in the alley and she said, you know, have you seen the dog bowl? And I said, I didn't know he could.
Well, anyway, you know my girlfriend Bambi, right?
Yeah.
Well, I met her sister the other day, and Bambi said about her sister that her nickname is Fedex. And I said, FedEx? She said, yeah. She says, my sister is pretty loose around town. And they call her Fedex because
he delivers.
That's better than my punchline. No, when she absolutely, positively has to be there overnight. That's my girlfriend's sister. Anyway, that stunk. Okay, it's your turn there, Dr. Fatbacker.
Well, here I have some quotes here by some famous people. So, Mark Twain said, "Clothes make the man."
Yes.
Naked people have very little or no influence on society.
Oh, exactly. The clothes, right?
Now, Winston Churchill.
Oh, you got more.
Well, I have three altogether. Winston Churchill said, "There are a terrible lot of lies going about the world, and the worst of it is that half of them are true."
Exactly. Wait a minute.
And finally, this was attributed to Groucho Marx, and I can actually hear him in my head saying this. Outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes. I can hear Groucho too.
Yeah.
He said, "Where's my cigar?" Anyway, we can't use cigars on videos. You guys, we get blocked from the administration.
Oh, get out.
Anyway, go ahead there, homeless.
Well, my girlfriend's dentist has tons and tons of posters on the wall.
Yeah.
Teeth and dentures and gums. Luckily, her gynecologist hasn't really decorated hers at all.
Oh. Well, there's this new device. It's very small, and it's got a little metal coil that goes out and comes back. And what you do is you put this into your coffee, but before you make the coffee, and you put water in it, and then you plug in this little tiny device. It's got these metal coils that go down into the water, and it heats the water so you can make a hot cup of instant coffee.
Wow.
Well, I wasn't listening to all the directions. I put it in there. I plugged it in. 2 minutes later, I took a sip. And in 5 seconds, from top to bottom, I was suntanned. That's what I was. Dr. Fatbacker, it's your turn.
All right, so 3 preachers were standing around one day discussing how they raised money for their personal expenses. So one of the preachers spoke up and he said that he draws a circle on the floor and stands in the middle of the room and throws all the donations in the air. What lands inside the circle is his, and then what lands outside the circle goes to God.
That's fair.
Well, the second preacher did kind of the same thing. He throws the money in the air, but what lands inside the circle is God's, and what lands outside the circle is his. The third preacher goes, well, I don't draw any circle. I just throw all the donations in the air and figure God can take what he wants.
Well, there you go. That's a perfect system, absolutely. Almost Charlie, go for it.
Well, I may not be, that good looking or athletic or even funny or talented or smart. I forgot where I was going with this, but I do know I love bacon.
And I have a wonderful memory. Well, Bambi and I are smokers, right?
Oh, wow.
And we know it's bad for us, so we made a pact, all right? And the pact between the two of us was that we would only smoke after sex, okay? Now, I still have the same pact that I had the last 18 months. But Bambi is up to 3 packs a day. What the hell is going on? Dr. Fatbacker, last joke.
So speaking of smokers, have you heard the new anti-vape commercial?
No.
I laugh every time I hear it. They say some people think that vaping is healthy for you.
Yes.
But it's not. And I said, if it's not, why would we smoke that at all? I don't understand the smoking snot.
Yeah, snot is like awful. Almost Charlie, snot this. This is your last one.
Well, we're all getting older, and the older I get, the more I appreciate canceled plans. Early nights I hate, thunderstorms, and a sale at the liquor store.
Exactly. Well, here's my last one. I'm getting very concerned about my granddaughter. All right. I think she's a little loose with the boys around town.
Ooh.
Well, her senior yearbook came out, and hers was the only picture in the entire book that was horizontal. That's what
Oh
it
my
was.
goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, excuse me. Do you have a number?
Why, you filthy pig. You dirty old man.
Hey,
Anyway, we're done. We're out of here. And we thank you very much for being with us and watching and listening to all our jokes. But, I almost forgot. We invite a very famous person to be on our very next video. And Dr. Fatbacker, who should we invite to be on our next video?
Now, I thought we'd invite an actor.
Yeah.
When he was in Elf.
Yeah.
When he was in The Godfather.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe we'd invite James Caan.
James Caan, you're going to be on our very next video. So James Caan, we want you to check in that video. What?
He died a few days ago.
You mean he's dead?
Yes.
Oh,
we can't invite James Caan. Well, who do we know named James? Rick James. No, he's dead.
Rick James. I know Rick James.
Jimmy Stewart. No, he's dead.
He's,
who do we know named what's his last? Oh, Caan. You know what? Madeline.
Caan
Is King Kong. How about Kong? King Kong?
Oh, the king.
Wait a minute. We're going to invite nobody this week. Oh, no, this is too confusing. We invite nobody. So this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye and farewell. Passing along to Dr. Fatbacker for his farewell.
Oh, Chusney, so glad you enjoyed coming to see us today and listening to our funny jokes. They are funny, really, believe me. We laugh. Before you go, could you please subscribe? There's a little box or a rectangle down at the bottom that you can do. Oh, and here, don't forget that if you want to tell your friends about Funny Old Guys, write to funnyoldguys@gmail.com, and we will send you some of these business cards, and it has our little connection there from YouTube, and you can listen to all of ours then.
And there you go. And down here, giving us, Homeless Charlie, give us your goodbye to our grand group of fans.
Goodbye to our grand group of fans.
Very good. Everybody wave goodbye. We're out of here. We'll see you down the road. It's been really good. Hey, Homeless Charlie, keep waving. There we go. Okay, here we go.